Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to be discussing how to create and submit expense reports using the SAP Concur app. Make sure you have the app downloaded onto your tablet or smartphone. And then after you make a purchase, it typically takes a few days for an expense to show up on your expense reports. So after you're ready to submit your expense report, you'll open the application. For the typical technician, FSP or MSP, you will only see two things listed here, expenses and expense reports. You will not see the approvals. As you can see, I have a orange 3 listed up in the top of expenses, which means I have 3 expenses that are ready to be submitted. I do not have any expense reports currently. Before you can submit expenses, you need to put them inside of an expense report. You can think of the expense report kind of like a folder that the expenses need to go into before you hand it off to the next person. So in order to create a new report, I click Expense Reports. As you can see, I already have one listed in here that's highlighted in green at the bottom. It says Approved and in Accounting in Review. Be sure to check your old previously submitted expense reports to make sure they weren't sent back to you for corrections to be made. I'm going to hit the plus button at the bottom of the screen to create a new report. At this point, make sure all the information is correct, and I just hit create. Now I have created a new report. As you can see, there is nothing in this report because it has a $0 amount. At this point, we need to move all the expenses into that expense report. So you click on expenses, and the easiest way to do this is to click the button at the top, click select all, and I'm not going to select that because that's a picture of a receipt. And I'm going to click the plus button with the bent corner on the page at the top right, and that will add all of those expenses to the report. Give it a second to update here. Now, as you can see, all my expenses have went into this new report that says not submitted. At this point, we need to go through each expense and make sure everything is allocated properly. I'm clicking on the first expense there, which is a fuel purchase. We need to make sure that the expense type is correct. In this case, it was already defaulted, and which most times it should default. Sometimes it will automatically default to undefined, in which case you will need to define that purchase. Anything for technician related is going to have the word field in the end of it. Gas field, parts field. The only few other things that will not have field in it is if you purchase batteries, you use the CPS battery purchase. If you purchase per diem, you go breakfast field, lunch field, or dinner field. Hotel field for when you're having hotel stays. Different things like that. So make sure you select the proper one. I'm just going to go back and select gas field. As you can see, nothing else is red, so nothing else is required, but we always want to put in comments for what these purchases were in both the business purpose and in the comments section below. At this point, I'm ready to attach my receipt. If you have the receipt in front of you, you simply select attach receipt, capture picture, confirm changes, and it will prompt your camera to come up. Simply snap a picture of the receipt, hit use if it looks clear, and then you're done. You hit the save button at the top, and then you will see a small picture of a receipt pop up next to the credit card, meaning you have a receipt attached to that one. As you can see on the expense below this one, it's got a red exclamation point at the top right. If any expenses in your expense report have this red exclamation point, it will not let you submit it until that's gone. So let's take a look and see what this is asking us to do. I click on that one, and I can see how business purpose is highlighted in red. In this case, this was a rental storage unit for a van that I had that was vacant. So I will just put in a brief description of what this is. And same thing for the comments section. The expense type is correct. Now, some things you get digital receipts for, which easy way to do that is to keep a log of those in your email. So what I will do here is I've already had this pulled up. I can select that receipt and I can find it, and I just take a screenshot of that expense. Now I can go back into my Concur application and I can attach the receipt, and instead of capture picture, I hit select from gallery. And it should show up right here at the top of my list. If I click view receipt, just to show me that, make sure I had the right one. Yes, that is the correct one. I'm going to hit the save button, and this expense is completed. The last one is I have another gas receipt. I'm going to select that. It's already pre-selected, and the expense type is gas field, which is correct. Type in a business purpose and a comment. I'm going to attach my receipt, capture my picture, once that's all done, you hit the save button. And as you can see now, I have pictures of receipts underneath every expense. All of my expenses are correctly defined, and I don't have any red exclamation points. At this point, this expense report is ready to be submitted. So you would simply select submit at the bottom, and then it will go to your whoever you directly report to for approval, and then it will go through its approval process. But keep in mind, it can be kicked back to you at any time to make edits or changes. So keep checking on this to make sure until it's all the way done and gone and off your Concur altogether. Thank you for watching this video.